Hey guys! So, coming at you again today with another plant sort of themed video. I've been on a kick with my plant stuff lately, so hopefully you guys are just as into plants as I am. I have been wanting to make little plant buddies, I keep calling them. I don't know if that's what they're really called, but anyway. You can buy these little things that like hang on to the edge of the pot, and I also recently went to like a plant nursery here in town, and their thing is that they put like little dinosaur figures in all of their pots, which I think is really cute. And I've been really wanting to do something similar to my ever-growing plant collection. I didn't really know like what I wanted to make for the longest time, but finally I decided to make little Kodamas. If you're a Studio Ghibli fan, you might have seen Princess Mononoke. I am a fan. That's the first Ghibli movie that I've ever seen, and it's one of my top ones. So anyway, there are these little like forest spirits. They're also called Kodamas, and they're these little like kind of creepy little white figures, I guess, that hang out in the forest. They kind of indicate like whether or not the forest is healthy or not. Anyway, I thought that it would be kind of cute if I made a couple of those and put them in my plants. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make little Kodamas for your plants. So let's get started. You'll need white polymer clay, rubbing alcohol, a brush, black paint, an X-Acto knife, a glass jar, aluminum foil, and optional Sculpting glaze. Knead the clay a little bit to make it more workable. Take a chunk of the clay and roll it out to an oblong shape for the head. Take some more clay and make a sort of bean shape, like so. Take the bottom end and form it into 2 lumps. This starts to look a little phallic, but don't worry, it'll take shape soon. I used the end of my paintbrush a lot as a sculpting tool when I made these things. I don't have any like real sculpting tools anymore, so I just use whatever's around me on my desk as makeshift ones on the few occasions that I need one. Don't forget to add the little butt on the backside. Now create diagonal indents like so on the top of the 2 bottom lumps. These are going to be the spirit's legs, and they're going to be sitting cross-legged. Smooth and sculpt the legs. You can brush on rubbing alcohol on the clay to kind of smooth out any like fingerprints and stuff. The arms are going to be covering the middle, so it's not super important to make where the feet are super detailed or anything. You'll see. Roll out 2 snakes of clay and attach them to the top of the figure, draping them down over the middle of the legs like so, bringing those ends under. Remove any excess and smooth out the clay on top. And now add the head. Add indents for the eyes and the mouth. Again, use rubbing alcohol as you see fit. It helps remove any like fingerprints, and also it helps remove any like dust and stuff on the surface. For me, it didn't really help that much because I think I needed a lot of like random gunk into my clay, but whatever. Now set this aside. To make one that would hang over the edge of my planter, I used the glass jar. You can sculpt the hanging plant buddies onto the glass jar lip and bake it like that. The planter that I wanted to put this one on has a thick lip though, so I had to use some aluminum foil to pad it out. I just like folded some up and rolled it up and stuck it on the edge of the glass. For this one, I wanted to try to keep as much of it as I could as one piece of clay. I had issues with this one when I attached the arms and legs as separate pieces. The arms just couldn't hold the weight of the body, and basically they ripped off. I figured if they were already just one piece to begin with, that would work a lot better. Anyway, form an oblong shape for the head and set aside. The head won't have any stress on it, so I wasn't worried about it getting ripped off, so it being a separate piece was totally fine. Take another chunk of clay and shape it into a rough, sort of flat oval shape. Cut a small slit onto the bottom, and 2 a little bit longer on either side, like so. Start separating these pieces and sculpting them. The longer pieces will be the arms, and the short pieces, the legs. Use the jar to help sculpt the piece so you can get the arm and body placement just right. Again, don't forget the butt. Once you're happy with the body shape, attach the head. Add the indents for the eyes and the mouth, place on the jar, and set aside. And finally, the last one. I'm gonna make this one just standing up, which sounds easy enough, but I added a bit extra to help him stand without falling over. Like before, roll up an oblong shape for the head, and I liked the method of rolling a body out and then cutting and forming the limbs out of that one piece, so I kind of did that halfway with this one. I did it for just the arms. So cut the arms on either side of the body, and place and sculpt them into whatever position you want. Roll out 2 long teardrop shapes, and then attach the bigger side of those shapes onto the bottom of the body to make the legs. The butt. Don't forget. Always remember the butt. Sculpt the legs, keeping them weirdly long and pointy like this. Wherever it feels right, add the tiny little feet. For me, I added them about halfway down the teardrop shape. Everything under the foot will be shoved into the dirt of the plant, basically staking this figure in place. So then it can stand on its own without falling over. It looks weird now, but it ends up working pretty great. Anyway, add the head like before, and then add the eyes and the mouth. Now make as many of these as you want. For now, I just have these 3, but I'll probably randomly make more whenever I'm bored because I think it's kind of a cute idea to have a bunch of these guys living in my plant collection. So now bake according to the directions. For me it's 275 Fahrenheit for 15 minutes per 1/4 inch of clay. Some of my pieces were pretty thick, so I went with the safe 30-minute option. Once done baking and nice and cool, paint the eyes and mouth with black paint. I was a bit sloppy when I did this, so once it was dry, I carefully scraped away the excess with my X-Acto knife. You can glaze these now if you want. I kind of liked the matte look, so I left them unglazed. But if you are going to glaze them, make sure to use Sculpey glaze. And once that was done, these guys were ready to be added to some plants. For the purpose of this video, I decided to add them to my newest plant, a bonsai tree. My husband bought me this in lieu of flowers for Valentine's Day. He wanted to give me something that lasted longer than a couple of days, and I love plants, so this is what he got me. I'd been wanting a bonsai for a while, so this was a nice surprise. Anyway, I just placed them randomly. The sitting dude right under to get some nice shade, the standing guy just standing, and the hanging dude in the back climbing over to get into the plant. And here we go. They're a bit creepy looking, but I mean, I love them. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all of that good stuff. You can follow me on all of my social media, which will be linked down below. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, then please leave a comment down below. And if you're interested in buying any of my merch, as I mentioned last week, we got these hats in. We also have some shirts and stuff. There's a banner down below where you can look at that stuff, or I'll have the link to my Teespring store down below as well. So if you're interested in that, then definitely go check it out. If you've joined my little membership thing here on YouTube, there's a discount code for the store, and also for patrons there's a discount code for the store. So yeah, again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for checking my video out, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much to my patrons for helping me produce this video. If you like my videos and have learned something from them, please consider supporting me on Patreon to help me continue to make them. It's totally optional. I'll still be making videos either way. It just helps me be able to put out better stuff. A link will be down below, or you can just click up here in the corner.